Goddamn, every time I open this fucking game, I feel like I'm visiting an old friend that I simultaneously remember having a lot of fun with, but also we went through like a lot of bad shit, so I'm just like, oh, shit. Every time I look at the screen, I hear this song, I'm just like, oh shit, oh fuck, oh god. It's not quite on edge levels, but like... Quick cut in from me in the future here. Sorry about the random switch. I just realized the implications of the shit that I just said in this video as I'm editing it right now. And I didn't think of this when I said it, but hearing it back, I realized... Okay, so I just said that the game makes me feel like I'm visiting an old friend whom I've had, I remember having good times with, but also went through a lot of bad shit. And so there's a lot of nervous tension there, yada yada. The funny thing about that is, if you think about it, the only reason I could have that feeling towards this game is through playing it all the way to the end. But that is the same feeling that Chase has at the very beginning of the game. So in a game that's all about loops, time loops, shit getting recycled back and forth, isn't it interesting that the feeling I have towards this game is the same feeling that the main character, your narrative focus, basically you, are supposed to feel at the beginning? That's fucking interesting to me. How I would cultivate a feeling through the experience of this game that is being mentioned and expressed at the very beginning before I've really gotten into it. Take that for what you will. I don't know if that was intended or not. I don't fucking know, nor do I fucking care. But isn't that fucking freaky? Anyway, back to the actual episode. Sorry for the interruption. Hello everyone, my name is Decalink, the Trained Unprofessional, and welcome back to Echo. This is the Flynn route. It's been updated, obviously, since I was away for a while, and oh god, I'm fucking nervous. I'm scared. I am really worried. So let's just see how it goes, huh? Oh shit, man. No, how can? What? The car lurches as Leo slows us down again. I squint my eyes, attempting to peer past the glare of the headlights' reach and into the darkness beyond, but I don't see anything. Just the road stretching ahead of us. On the back seat, Chase's croaking, high-pitched voice... Oh yeah, we're speaking as fucking Flynn. I forgot. High-pitched voice pipes up. What's wrong? Leo's quiet for a moment. His face is blank, ears twitching. Don't worry about it, Otter. Just a little distracted, that's all. That's a fucking understatement.
Why'd we stop?
DJ sounds panicked. The Lynx turned around in his seat as he stares out the back window. It's the first time I've seen him in a car without his seatbelt on. Leo is silent, his vacant expression contorting to brief flickers of confusion. He's looking to the mountains that surround Echo Canyon. Wait, I know what you mean. Jenna scoots forward in the edge of her seat, pointing to something outside. The hills. Those were on our right side a while ago. We must have looped around. But we've been going straight the whole time. The only way we'd be going back this way is if we got turned around when we hit the main highway. But we haven't hit the main highway, have we? Chase presses his furry cheek against the window, his tired eyes bulging. What in the goddamn? He trails off.
So we just seamlessly transitioned from going one way to going the other without any of us noticing?
No, Leo must have gotten off and turned around on a side road that There's no way! Oh! He slaps the steering wheel hard, a honk ringing out and echoing throughout the valley of desert scrub beyond the guardrail. DJ gasps, digging his claws into the fabric of the seat.
Please don't do that! Let's be quiet, okay?
Leo, we're going the wrong way. Jenna speaks as calmly as possible, clearly aware that the wolf's addled mental state, but also the fact that she's now holding Duke's pistol. Leo brings the car to a hard stop, throwing me forward into the seatbelt. Then he does a quick 3-point turn, shoving me right, then left, before I'm smacked back into the seat as Leo accelerates again. Hear a soft thunk of flesh on glass, then a groan from the back, Chase rubbing his face with a sore-looking nose. Injury upon injury.
You okay?
No. He responds back hoarsely, sinking back further into the scratchy fabric of his seat.
Oh, same.
Daxton does a curt nod. Leo was sitting upright, only moving with rigid like a goddamn automaton. What the fuck? We both stare at the windshield eyes to the horizon. It's clear that Leo doesn't want any talking, so we're all quiet. Even in the silence, I can feel the growing unease from those behind us, the trembling of muscles and clicking of claws. I try to block it out, to just focus on what's ahead. All things considered, it's not so bad as long as I can keep the fear from clouding my mind. Though, that could be said about most things in life. We just have to keep driving to get out of this fucking town. We can't get sidetracked again, especially with that fucking eyeless thing around. I wonder if it heard the horn earlier. I focus on the mountains now, making sure that they don't disappear. They slope up and down gently under the moonlight, speckled with the dark spots of rock and vegetation. Vaguely, I remember back to when I was younger, leading Sydney around the bend and entertaining his explorer fantasies. I brought my BB gun and he'd run around, shooting at mesquite trees and looking for signs of lost native treasure. I told him that the pioneers thought that there was a city of gold buried beneath the mountain's topsoil, waiting to be unearthed. He fucking loved that, he even bought a little trench shovel, too, as he put it, dig his own mine. Pretty sure he thought that the whole reason for Echo's old mine was to find the city and shit. It wasn't a complete lie either. The Akhakte tribe supposedly told the conquistador types that treasures and riches were stored aplenty in the Meseta territory around here centuries ago. Of course, it was so that they'd fuck off and bother their rivals instead of them, but the prospectors did eventually find gold in the mountains. All Sid ever found was some feldspar and alabaster quartz. He kept a whole collection. I blink, staring at the window as the mountains just disappear. Slope down into nothing. I squint and I look out Chase's window in the back. Sure enough, mountains. Leo. Don't worry about it. Leo speeds up instead of turning around, though. Dude.
What are you doing?
TJ's claws come out against my skin again as he gets that scared cat look in his eyes. Leo mumbles, mostly to himself. We're just confused. There's no way this leads back to Echo.
Leo, slow down a little.
Leo lets out a small growl, and I instinctively clutch my rifle a little tighter. This is getting out of hand, but I, honest to God, don't have a fucking better idea. I'm gonna keep going until I see that car we passed. The tone in Leo's voice keeps any of those in the back from arguing. Though I hate to admit it, something about his demeanor actually shuts me up as well. Another minute of driving, more awkward silence, then Leo hisses through his teeth. Straight ahead of us, a sign.
What?
How in the shit? Echo Mine. Danica entrance. That's on the other side of town. I say this as if it cannot possibly be. I say this as if it cannot possibly where we're at, though there it is. Jesus Christ.
It stands about 8 feet tall. Faded wood with that touristy Wild West font placard that the county commissioned a couple of years ago. The sign's only readable because of our headlights are right on it. The original solar face lights having been destroyed by junkies years ago. Leo thins his lips, driving right past it. The minutes pass and it becomes increasingly difficult to place exactly where we are. On this side of town, I can see that smoke from earlier more clearly, too. The smell, like burnt charcoal, seeps into the cabin through the AC.
Leo, can I drive? I might have better eyes for the night stuff. No offense, of course.
Leo says nothing, though the wolf begins to pull off to the side of the road. Only to flip around and go the other way again. Jenna lets out a strange sigh. It's laden with her common exasperation, but there's a slight quiver in her vocal cords. We keep going, and more time passes. Daxton mutters something I can't quite make out to Carl, who has been oddly silent, his paws over his face. I occasionally catch Chase looking at me in the rearview mirror. Despite his shit with the spider bite, he looks more, well, animated than I've seen him in a long time. There's a lot less staring off into the distance and more active grimacing, muttered soft-core swears and darting eyes. I never realized how yellow his eyes are before. Were they always that bright? More time passes, and as we round a bend, Jenna crawls halfway onto the mid-seat console and points ahead.
That's where Duke and Chase's car was. It's not there now. How can you tell?
Daxton keeps craning his neck to see past me. The corner looks familiar, but where's the car?
I remember that thing. Its silhouette was outlined against the group of pinyon trees by the guardrail.
TJ makes a whining noise. I recognize it too. There's no broken glass, tire marks, or blood, though. Absolutely no remnant of the memory to be found. God. There's nothing there, don't worry. He, of course, is directing these reassurances solely to Chase. His tone is so soft, it's almost cooing, treating Chase like a child. That's what's making us worried, you hollow-headed bitch. Leo doesn't react right away, then out of the corner of my eye, he slowly begins to turn his head to look directly at me. It's fucking bizarre. He just stares, his gaze like a goddamn plastic doll's.
Flynn, just don't interact. Oh, jeez.
I'm just gonna watch the mountains.
Let us know if they decide to flip around.
He lets out a dry, terrified chuckle. Cameron turns to her seat, her eyebrows scrunched.
It's like we're stuck in some kind of loop.
Jenna gives Daxton an inquisitive look, seemingly baffled anyone could find humor in this.
What? It's just... Well, it's nothing. Go on. We've got time, apparently. Yeah, exactly. I mean...
He exhales, shaking his head. In a
dash trap.
Carl groans, his displeasure muffled by the paws over his face.
Some kind of was always the go-to line of Captain Amicus whenever he encountered something he didn't quite understand.
This is fucking weird, man. I was just playing Ad Astra. This is fucking weird. Daxton leans his head back, his bald noggin pushing into the headrest.
Some kind of alien transporter, some kind of time paradox, some kind of matter replicator, some kind of reproductive goo, and so on. And this helps us how? Well, I don't think it does. It's just sort of is funny, I guess. It's like I'm in an episode with a group of wacky characters. Wacky, huh?
Jenna responds monotone as she returns her focus to the window.
Jesus, that fucking look from Leo is still fucking with me.
Just the mental image of that fucker just, oh, fuck, I don't like that, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. And then Jenna being like, just don't interact, like, that's, like, don't poke the bear. Oh, Jesus, fuck.
I'm just really glad I'm not alone.
No one speaks after that. As the truck's engine pulls us up another hill, I see something come into view that's through a clearing of cacti. Oh, fuck me gently. Echo mine. Danica entrance.
No.
TJ whines. Leo slows down more and more until we come to a gentle stop. Sit there in silence, staring at the faded text in the gravel trail that leads into the canyon's head. Leo starts muttering darkly to himself, looking out the windows, then at the dashboard. I don't ask him if he's okay, I know what the answer is. TJ continues to make soft whimpering sounds like he's trying not to cry.
Okay, it's just dark and we're going off-road somehow.
Leo whispers whatever comes to mind to explain what the fuck is happening. Carl still has his head down and his paws completely quiet. He could be asleep for all I know. I think about suggesting that maybe we should just wait it out until morning in the car. But as I open my mouth, I hear a scratching noise toward the back of the car. TJ's ears perk up, which lets me know that I'm not the only one. Instinctively, I turn around in my seat. Bits of glass fly into my face, and the next thing I know, I'm down in my seat, head down with my rifle raised toward the hole. Get down! Carl ducks and Jenna and TJ lurch away to respective sides, TJ accidentally opening his car door and nearly tumbling out.
Close the door! Close the door!
Carl manages to get a hold on the links, trying to tug him back in and upright as TJ cries, flailing out. I can't get a good shot. Carl's big head bobbing up and around as something moves around outside towards the newly opened car door. A shot rings out, though not from me. Wide-eyed Jenna holds her smoking pistol up and fires again. The sharp crack reverberates through the cabin once more. Carl, very much awake now, slams TJ's door shut and screams at Leo. Go, go, go! Leo's already on it, and I feel the car jolt forward. Then I'm bouncing up and down in the seat as we go off-road. Leo not bothering with a three-point turn this time, instead just going for a full U-turn. We're back on the asphalt and speeding down the road when I feel it's safe enough to raise my head back up and look out the back window. For a moment, I'm terrified that I'm going to find the thing crouched on the trunk staring in at us. But instead, all I see is a giant hole through the back window, the remaining glass jagged.
Oh God, are you guys okay?
Daxton looks back and forth between us and the road behind the van. Chase, meanwhile, looks like he's about to throw up again, his mustelid features scrunched in a tight grimace as he shivers with fear and other general unwellness. I sit up fully, keeping my sights trained on the back. Yeah! I yell at him over the sound of the car and the wind whistling around behind me. Jenna, did you get it?
I don't know!
Carl is bent over in his seat too, brushing glass from his hat and his hoodie. I look at TJ, who's still crouched over in his own seat, covering his head. Bits of glass are scattered on his back and head. I pick some of the pieces out from his fur on his neck and lean over him.
TJ, are you alright?
TJ shudders and doesn't say anything as Jenna plucks some of the shards from under his collar.
What was that?
Daxton shouts back at us, though staring through the window. Fuck if I know! I don't want to think about what I actually think it was. I just need to be ready if it comes again. Leo keeps up the high speed, hitting some of the potholes hard enough that I'm worried we're going to get a flat. Then we'd be in some real deep shit. We drive on for another 5 minutes in silence. And then the sign appears in front of us again. This time no one says anything and Leo doesn't bother turning around. I watch out my window as we fly past the historic path. But nothing happens. All I see is a tall piece of wood with the broken lights, and all I hear is the wind whipping around us. Jenna keeps a paw on TJ's back as he remains hunched over, and the other still holding Duke's pistol. Carl sits quietly staring out his window. On the bright side, the bashed-in back window has diminished to the smell of the sick, but the smoke smell is stronger than ever. Sparse dots of light show up on the horizon, indicating where Echo is. And that's when Leo speaks up.
How about we head back to my house? You guys can get some sleep while Chase and I figure out what to do next.
Leo pauses, waiting for an answer.
What? Sure. I'd rather not meet the same fate as the guy on the blanket. Yeah, I reckon that sound.
I shift myself onto one knee in the seat, the old thing creaking under my weight. I have to hunch low so that my head doesn't smush against the ceiling, quietly praying that Leo doesn't hit any serious bumps in the road. There's a sinking feeling in my stomach as the thought of going back into Echo. Part of me wonders whether Duke and Chase's car is still there. And then we just imagine the whole grisly scene. I stare out my window, watching the hills move slowly by under the moonlight as we turn onto Lake Emma Road. Maybe taking one of the mountain roads out of town would be worth it. Whether we'd have enough gas when it happens. A crouched figure sits on the peak of a hill, just about 50 feet from where we are. I squint at it, just barely able to make out what it looks like. What looks like shoulders and a head hunched up under the light of the moon. Oh shit. I'm directly across from the thing when I open my mouth, when I'm barely able to make a sound when it moves. It dashes down the hill in the blink of an eye, covering the distance between it and our car in a matter of 2 seconds. Is it gonna fling us into the fucking lake again? One moment I'm staring at a tiny black figure, and the next it's right up against the car, smashing into the side between my door and Jenna's. My head smacks into the glass, and I see a flash of white. At the same time, I hear Jenna shout at us to hold on. TJ screams, Carl yells. The lake. I watch as water begins to pool in through the broken window. The jagged glass getting carried in with the flow. The van is already halfway submerged. We crashed into the fucking lake. How can that be? We were nowhere near it. The water was shockingly cold and rising up to my knees. TJ yelps something incomprehensible. I see Leo thrashing her with his seatbelt, trying to get unbuckled as the car battery shorts out and the cabin lights go dark. Carl! The hyperventilating ram splashes about behind. I can't open my door! I can hear the sound of door handles being yanked. I grab my own, press the unlock button, and push outward, but the pressure of the water is too much. It doesn't budge. I tried to wrangle my rifle up to butt the glass, but my seat got pushed up too far on the impact. I could barely move with my chest pressed up against the dashboard. Straining to wriggle free, I end up scraping my head along the roof. Piece of shit! God damn my stupid lanky ass!
Carl, use your head!
I don't know what to do, dude!
The horns! Do the ram thing!
I realize what Daxton's trying to say. Fucking species features, go Carl! Okay! There's a shuffling for a moment, followed by a hard slam. Glass shatters and more water comes rushing in. It's a flurry of movement about my window as first Jenna, then Carl, and TJ goes through the window. Soon there's water up to nostrils and my blood goes cold. I remember my uncle telling me something after we watched a movie with a scene like this. Until the pressure is equalized, you can't open the door. It doesn't stop me from retching on the handle regardless. I push my mob to the roof and take a large breath before being fully submerged. The metal underbelly of the van scrapes against the rocks of the lake floor, which makes a downright horrifying sound underwater. With one hard push, my door finally opens and I begin to squeeze my way out. I look over my shoulder, seeing the faint outline of rust-colored fur in the back of the van. Leo seemingly trying to get Chase. My lungs begin to burn and I realize I can't see the surface. I kick my legs, trying to push myself off the slimy lake bed. The pressure on my eardrums are like drills pushing into my skull. The seconds pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally, I breach the surface. After a moment, the water splashes and Chase and Leo emerge from the depths. Leo, I'm a fucking otter. I'm fine. Guys! Carl pants, the ram appearing to be clutching one paw onto TJ's shoulder to keep afloat. He can't really swim thanks to his hooves. TJ looks to be struggling to keep both their chins both above the waterline. Where's Dude Man?
What?
Daxton!
I don't know. Did anyone see where that thing went? We need to get out of the water. It can be here with us. I know it.
TJ's voice sounds like a mix of a whisper and a shout.
Please!
His voice cracks like a 12-year-old's as he stutters from a mixture of cold water and shock. I look around at the mass of bobbing heads of the water surrounding me, but neither Daxton or whatever attacked us is anywhere in sight. In fact, land is 100 yards away? How in the fuck? Daxton! Dax!
Carl, you need to stop yelling.
Jenna's tone is hushed but firm, and the wet Fennec looking like a soggy mop under the moonlight. I notice the glint of steel and realize she's still holding Duke's gun. I left mine on the lake floor.
TJ's right. We need to get to shore.
There's a coldness in her voice, one controlled by fear. It takes her a moment to realize what she's saying, and a horrible contortion of worry and guilt crosses her soaked features.
Chase, can you get him? I don't know. I don't know.
No way, you're in no condition. TJ looks down, opening his mouth to speak, but nothing but whimpers escapes him. Fucking hell, he's probably all the way down in the van! We gotta get him!
He's a salamander, right? I know his kind can hold their breath a little longer than we can.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck he dawdled, though. Chase, you're the only fucker here who can hold your breath that long.
He can barely breathe as is, Flynn.
I'll do it! Carl pushes himself off TJ. I sink like a stone anyway. Is he this fucking stupid? I swiftly doggy paddle my way over, grabbing Ram's arm and forcing it all around my shoulder. Yeah, you fucking will, and how's your stoned ass gonna get both of you back up? I think I can. No, we need to get you to shore. I noticed Leo's paw wrapped around Chase's wrist, preventing the otter from diving. Daxton's down there, and everyone's acting like a complete bag of assholes. God, fuck it! Carl, try not to sink. The ram blinks as I push away from him, but then nods in understanding. I'll be fine. Jesus, good luck, man. I take a deep breath, rolling my shoulders forward before diving down. I have to fight my body's own natural buoyancy to keep from returning to the surface. I kick hard. I make myself open my eyes, and the first thing that hits me is how dark it is. Here I am, forcing myself to go deeper into that frigid nothingness like I know what the hell I'm doing. The pressure builds up again around my skull. Don't have time to acclimate, or any of that other diver shit. I'm tall. It should be easy. I just need to grab onto the van. It wasn't that far down, was it? Except I don't see the van. Oh, shit! Oh, what the fuck is that? What I do see are the blue of Daxton's eyes, staring at me through the murk. I can't even see the rest of them. I wave, hoping the fluorescent orange markings on my body are enough to get his attention. My lungs are starting to burn, and I have the increasing urge to just open my mouth and breathe in the water. No response. Just the eyes. I swim closer to the eyes, seem to get bigger. Finally, I see the outline of Daxton. He's just floating there, not doing anything. I reach out to him, and a flurry of bubbles escapes his maw. He's screaming, veins bulging along the sides of his neck. The salamander swats at me, his slick skin sliding out of my grasp every time I try to grab him. I can't bear it anymore. I have to come up for air. I manage to snag one of my claws on his stupid planet shirt and tug hard. He thrashes, kicking and screaming into the void. It feels like I'm pulling him into it. Is that what he sees? Can he see anything at all? I'm starting to feel faint. The pounding of my heart and my chest deafening, and the already muffled cries of Daxton. This is all so familiar. Clenching my eyes shut, I scoop at the water like I'm climbing a mountain, legs kicking like crazy. Don't pass out, don't you fucking pass out. It seems like a geyser of water splashes up in front of us. I gasp, straining for air. I find myself in an inadvertent embrace with Dax and our bodies shivering together. Where the shit did that voice come from? As quickly as we embrace, Daxton shoves himself off me, jolting free. His gaze is still wild with terror. He writhes within the water, and as if some terrible force is nipping away at him beneath the surface. Salamander takes off, swimming as fast as he can towards the shoreline. I think he's got the right idea. Come on! We all follow suit, though I'm having some trouble keeping up. My arms are like jello. Unsurprisingly, Daxton's the first to the shore, then Jenna, TJ, Carl, Leo, Chase, then finally me. All my adrenaline's completely tapped out at this point, and I fall to my knees on the sand. Daxton's clearly trying to put some distance between him and the lake, though he's not going too far as to be out of sightline with the rest of us. I remember why I wasn't doing the fucking Flynn voice for the fucking narration. Jesus Christ. He paces back and forth, jittery. I can't believe you actually rescued him. I grunt, trying to rub what feels like lake gunk out of my eyes. Dax. Oh shit! His expression's different. Oh fuck me. Oh fucky fuck. Daxton stops. The hell are you doing there? Doing there? What the hell are you doing there?
Trying to save you.
His tone is intense. The salamander clearly trying to reconcile whatever the hell happened back there. The hell you were? That's what I was doing.
I thought I saw you drift off further down into the lake. You weren't moving. Every time I tried to grab you, you just drifted further off, always with your back facing me. I wish I couldn't see anymore. It was too dark.
He rubs his hands over his biceps rapidly, trying to warm himself. Did you hear the voice too?
No, there wasn't any noise but the water rushing around my head.
Oh shit, Daxton's got a pose too. He exhales, barely looking briefly at Carl, then back to me.
I'm sorry, I panicked when you touched me down there. I didn't realize it was you. You were all red.
Red?
At first, and then, well, I flipped my shit, I guess, until we hit the surface, and then there you were, and I got overwhelmed, and oh, it's all red. Oh, God.
That's the possession he saw. We've seen Chase with all red. You hugged me. He cocks his head slightly.
Pretty sure you were the one hugging me.
Now is not the time for a no-homo moment, you fucking
Coffee!
Don't think so. I did. You swear you didn't hear a voice? He holds up the flat of his palms, shaking his head.
I swear it, man. Out of all the surreal whatnots that's been transpiring, voices ain't one of them.
I frown. Daxton looks back toward the water, then backsteps a few more paces. I'm not just imagining this, am I? Fucking hell. Oh god, there he is. I don't like seeing him. Man. Chase begins trying to uncoil himself from Leo, his breath wheezy as he soon breaks out into a raspy cough. Leo quickly rewraps an arm around him, patting his back gently with one of his massive paws.
Easy. We're safe now.
The fuck we are! I peer around, even with my eyes having adjusted to the dark. I'm still having a hell of a time seeing beyond 20 yards or so. Jenny gives me a quick nod, holding up Duke's pistol to show me she still has it. Soaked Fennec would look comical were we not in the direness of the situation. She must put so much conditioner in her fur to keep it that fluffy. Whoa, that's 2 saves now, dude. What the fuck does that mean? Carl proceeds to fall flat on his back, spread eagle in the sand, his hefty gut rising and falling. You're pretty good at this crazy land stuff. He sounds so casual about it, like this is one of his video games and I'm somehow not getting my ass kicked at it.
Come on, everyone, let's get a move on. He didn't serve.
EJ mumbles something, the lynx sitting with his arms around his knees, staring out at the lake. He makes an effort to scramble back a few feet as the tide comes in. Jenna moves over beside him, hugging the lynx from the side.
We just need to get to fucking Leo's. Fucking fuck.
Leo lives on the outskirts of town by an old railway tracks. It's fairly isolated from the rest of the town. Going there is not the worst idea, but if that fucking thing could catch up to us in the van going 50... Fuck, I saw how it moved, too. Like a strobe light was being turned off and on. And got closer with every pulse. That is still the plan. Leo affirms this with a nod, the wolf standing upright and ready. He's trying not to show his exhaustion and fear. TJ's just looking at Chase now, and he's got a shimmer in his eyes. He's crying again.
Chase, how long did he...
He's cut off before he can finish.
Come on, TJ, we have to go.
Chase looks over at him. His expression is harder to read. What? Everyone but Chase seems to be pretending they're not hearing the whimpering TJ, ushering him along. I rise up to my feet, nearly tripping over myself as I get used to the solid ground again. Jenna pulls TJ up with her, trying to move the Lynx along. Leo also follows suit, helping Chase up the shallow incline through the loamy soil into the basin of dry grass. TJ peers back over his shoulder. He's still looking at Chase. That's when I notice the large rock with the sole pinyon tree overhanging it. There's still little bullet holes on the side of the trunk. 22 caliber. I made those. I look around and right where Carl's laying. I see it. His blank stare, the blue eyes. He reminded me of a fish. This is where it happened. Carl sits upright, still clearly trying to catch his breath. First he doesn't seem to understand, but the realization hits him as he sees the tree. Oh shit. Carl rises up to his hooves, gawking at the tree. He's still. The thing I saw when I wrecked my car. The one that brought us here just now. I did it for a reason, you know. I mean, I used to think my house was haunted. That it comes with the territory of big, spooky mansions. But maybe it's us. Carl extends out his paws to his surroundings. I assume he means the whole group. I sigh, feeling rather vulnerable out in the open without my repeater. The hysteria, it's affecting the whole town. Everyone goes crazy in their own way. It's what my aunt always told me. And I even got her in the end. Wonder if she's okay, or if they found some other poor schmuck to blame the end times on. And why are we all seeing this? He gesticulates with a swirl of his hand to the tree, and then the lake itself, before letting his arm fall limply at his side. We're all here for a reason. We meet each other's gaze, and Carl suddenly lets out a small chuckle, rubbing the space between his horns. Unless I'm just imagining you seeing this. I let out a puff of air and rub my face. You're daydreaming about me, huh? Seems like it. He shrugs. Next time, cut out the horror games before going to bed, yeah? I haven't seen a single zombie. It's bullshit. He looks toward the lake and sombers. Just kidding. Yeah. Not immediately sure what to say. In the distance, the group looks to be trudging up the dried up reeds and heading toward the train tracks down at the pass. God, fucking, I've said it before in this series, but if you haven't, listen to Devil's Train by the Lab Rats. That song makes me think of this fucking visual novel so fucking much, dude. Especially when they say, you know, heading towards the train tracks. It just fucking... Listen to the song and you realize why I say that. They're not waiting for us. Which I guess is understandable, noting Chase's condition. Carl's watching them too, though he doesn't seem overly antsy to rejoin them. If Sid were, you know, a ghost or spirit or something, he wouldn't hurt us. Carl looks a little surprised, shifting his attention back toward me.
What makes you so sure?
I can tell by his tone and Carl's voice that he doubts that.
Also, the fucking question.
Yes, the tone doesn't really matter. I remember Carl was really sensitive growing up, sheltered by his folks, something fierce. He'd cry and eat and cry. He was basically a fat, spoiled TJ. It took me a while to figure him out, and for Sid, he didn't really have much grace with the sensitive types. He was cool. I know you two never got along, but he had things rough at home. He loved hanging out with the group and all. Hell, he thought DJ was cool.
What? No way.
Well, he never said as much plain like. He just wanted to be him, I guess. To believe God was real and had a plan to be good without having to try so hard to have folks who gave a shit about him.
Dude, those last 6 months.
I think back to Chase's words. I know. He wasn't himself. Not really. After a long pause, he shrugs.
If you say so, I'll believe it. I was different then too, I guess. I was just a child, and now I'm a man-child.
I wave off the thought. At least Carl seems calmer now, or at least is doing a good job of blocking out the terror. He's still got his tie on, though his shirt's completely soaked through, and I can see his chest underneath when he faces the moonlight. Man, if this wasn't real, anything you'd want to say to not real me? Without hesitation, Carl speaks.
Not a real big fan of fishing, dude.
I furrow my brow at him inside before beginning to trudge through the sand after the others. I can't even see them now. He must have picked up the pace.
Dude.
And I stop. His voice is softer, apologetic.
But I like it when you take me out. Even if it seems like I'm whining the whole time.
There's no seems like about it. You do whine the whole time. A brief, sad smile crosses his thick muzzle.
Oh! What the fuck was that? What was that? Hold up. Okay, so it was... that is a mapping problem.
You guys are still here?
The salamander peers at us worriedly. Carl and I exchange glances and nod.
Good, that's... good. I lost the group. I don't know where Leo's house is, and they kept walking faster, and then they just...
Oh, fuck me. Daxton toys with a zipper at the bottom of his hoodie.
Must have got ahead of me.
It's okay. I think we're supposed to be here. Right, dude?
Carl looks to me. I cross my arms, unsure of how confident I feel about this whole tapping into paranatural hunches. I don't know. It's just a feeling. The thing could have killed us easy, like, and it didn't. Instead, we're here.
So, where's here exactly?
We'll find out where here is on the next episode. Because this one's gone on long enough, and goddammit, Echo always seems to go on forever. Especially routes written... No, I don't want to say that. That's mean. Thank you all very much for watching this episode of Echo. I know it's a bit of a weird spot to stop. I thought they were going to start heading back, and I was planning on stopping it there, but they didn't, and so I'm just sort of kind of figuring shit out. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the trained and professional speaking for this panda. When I say until next time, fairly well. I don't like that outro, man. Bye, everyone. Fucking hell.